Bonjour. The UFC returns to Paris this weekend. That's right. City of Lights turns into the City of Fights. Pretty decent card. Starts in the afternoon, which I'm hyped about. And as always, plenty of money to be made. First fight of the night, Faris Ziam taking on Matt Steamrolla Frevola. Ziam, he's 15-4. That is 5-2 in the UFC. Frevola's 11-4-1. That is 5-4-1 in the UFC. Ziam has won 5 of his last 6. All of those wins coming by decision. Frevola has won 3 of his last 5, and all 5 of those fights ended by first round knockout. Ziam, 27 years old. Frevola, 34 years old. You know who I'm taking here. Steamrolla. Money line, minus 108. You can actually get him plus money right now, but I got him in a parlay, minus 108. I'll get to the parlay later. He's fought the better competition, including 3 currently ranked lightweights. Ziam's last 3 wins were to Figlak, who was making his UFC debut, Jai Herbert, who had only won 2 fights in his last 6 coming into that, and Claudio Puelles, who was coming off of a loss. Frevola's got good wrestling too. Ziam struggles with that, and he just became a dad, so he's going to have a little chip on his shoulder. Looking for anything else to take? How about the over 1.5? You're also going to have to parlay it. It's minus 220. 6 of Ziam's 7 UFC fights have hit it, and 4 of Frevola's 10 UFC fights have hit it. That's 59% combined. How about Frevola by finish? Plus 300. 7 of his 11 pro wins have come by finish, including 3 of his 5 UFC wins. And Ziam's been subbed 3 times, including his last loss. That's going to be Frevola's path to victory here. If you want to ride with Ziam, how about Ziam by decision? Plus 250. All 5 of his UFC wins have come by decision, and Frevola has lost by decision before. Next fight of the night, we got Morgan Charriere taking on Gabriel Miranda. So Charriere is 19-10-1. That is 1-1 in the UFC. Miranda is 17-6. That is also 1-1 in the UFC. Charriere has won 4 of his last 5, 3 of those wins coming by knockout. Miranda's also won 4 of his last 5, but all 4 of those wins coming by submission. Charriere, 28 years old. Miranda is 34. Taking the over half around here. It's minus 375. Going to throw it in a parlay. Charriere's hit it in 25 of his 30 pro fights, and a little more risky on this side. Miranda's only hit it in 10 of his 23 pro fights, but that's still good enough for 66% combined. I'm cool with that. Looking for anything else to take? Another parlay piece. How about Charriere by KO? Minus 125. 11 of his 19 wins have come by KO, and Miranda's been knocked out twice, including his last fight. If you want to ride with Miranda, just take him by sub, plus 700. 16 of his 17 wins have come by sub, and Charriere's been sub before. And another one you want to throw in parlay, over 1.5, it's minus 150. Charriere's hit it in 3 of his last 5 and 8 of his last 10, and Miranda's only hit it 4 times in 23 pro fights, so still a little risky despite the price. Next fight of the night, we got Kevin Jousset taking on Bryan Battle. So Jousset, he's 10-2. That is 2-0 in the UFC. Battle is also 10-2 with 1 no contest, 5-1 with 1 no contest in the UFC. Jousset, he's won 5 straight. 3 of those wins have come by decision. Battle's unbeaten in 4 of his last 5, with the only loss in there going the distance. Jousset, 31 years old. Battle, 29 years old. I'm riding with Pooh Bear here. Bryan Battle money line minus 142. I'm parlaying it with the steamrolla plus 228. I love that 2-leg parlay. Battle's got more than twice the amount of UFC fights than Jousset. His only loss in the UFC came to Fakhratinov, who hasn't lost in 22 straight fights. So that dude's obviously solid. Also, Bryan Battle's super well-rounded. His 5 UFC wins, he's got 2 knockouts, 2 submissions, and a decision. Looking for anything else to take? How about Battle by knockout? Plus 600. Only 3 of his 10 pro wins have come by knockout, but 2 of his last 3 wins have come by knockout. And Jousset has been knocked out before. If you want to take the other side, take a money line. Jousset money line plus 160. Only 2 losses that he's had came on the regionals. 1 was a split decision. The other one came to Jack Della Maddalena. Not bad losses at all. He has won 8 of his last 9 fights as well. And another parlay piece here. How about the over 1.5? It's minus 300. Jousset's hit it in 4 of his last 5, but Battle's only hit it in 2 of his last 5, but 56% of their combined pro fights have hit it. Next fight of the night, we got William Gomis taking on Joanderson Brito. Gomis 13-2. That is 3-0 in the UFC. Brito is 17-3-1. That is 5-1 in the UFC. Gomis has won 11 fights in a row. His last loss actually came to Morgan Charriere, who fights earlier on this card. Brito's won 5 straight, all of them by finish. Gomis, 27 years old. Brito, 29 years old. I'm riding with Joanderson. Brito here, minus 258. Gonna parlay it. I'll get to it later. He's won 7 of his last 8, including a win over Diego Lopez on Contender Series. People forget about that. All of his UFC wins have come by finish, dude. Like, this guy's just a killer. Looking for anything else to take? How about Brito by finish? It's plus 125. 15 of his 17 pro wins have come by finish. And Gomis, he's been finished before. And if you're looking for a parlay piece, how about the over 1.5? It's minus 210. Gomis hit it in 4 straight fights, and 10 of his 15 pro fights have hit it. Brito's hit it in 3 of his 6 UFC fights, including 2 straight fights. So there's that. Co-main event, I'm hyped on this one. Nassourdine Imavov taking on Brendan Allen. So Imavov, he's 14-4 with 1 no contest. That is 6-2 with 1 no contest in the UFC. Brendan Allen, 24-5. That is 12-2 in the UFC. Only losses: Sean Strickland, Chris Curtis. He avenged the Chris Curtis loss. Kind of wild. Imavov, unbeaten in 4 of his last 5. His lone loss in that span also came to Sean Strickland. Allen's won 7 in a row, 5 of them by sub. Wild streak. Imavov is 29. Allen is 28. Dude, the odds on this are crazy. I'm taking Brendan Allen all day, plus 200. I thought this should have been a pick'em or something. He's on a tear right now. He faded a little bit in his last fight, I admit, but that was a 5-rounder. This is a 3-rounder. 14 of his 24 pro wins have come by sub, and Imavov's been sub before. You know Brendan Allen's going to get the sub here. Upset everyone. No, I don't know, but I'm riding with him. Plus 200. Can't deny that. Looking for anything else to take? How about the over 2.5? It's minus 145. You'd obviously have to parlay it. But Imavov, he's hit it in 4 of his last 5 fights. Allen's only hit it in 2 of his last 5, but 3 of his last 4 have made it to round 3. So he's getting close to hitting it. All right. If you want to take the other side, how about Imavov by decision? It's plus 155. Only 4 of his 14 wins have come by decision, but 2 of his last 3 wins have come by decision. And Brendan Allen has lost by decision twice. Main event, Renato Moicano taking on Benoit Saint Denis, as my boy BC would say. Moicano, 19-5-1, 11-5 in the UFC. That is 5-3 at featherweight, 6-1 at lightweight. He did also have a 160-pound catchweight fight against RDA. If you want to count that towards lightweight, then he's 6-2, but it was technically at 160. Either way, 11-5 overall in the UFC. Saint Denis, he is 13-2 with 1 no contest. That is 5-2 in the UFC. Moicano, he's won 5 of his last 6, and 4 of those wins have come by finish. Saint Denis also won 5 of his last 6, and all 6 of them didn't even reach round 3. Moicano, he's getting up there, man. 35 years old, trying to make one last run. Saint Denis, still only 28 years old. Kind of thought he was older than that. I'm playing this safe here. I'm taking the over half a round. I mentioned all that parlay shit earlier. Throwing it in with the over half a round in Charriere, Miranda, and Joanderson Brito money line. Those 3 together get us plus 120. Moicano's hit the over half a round in 23 of his 25 professional fights. Saint Denis has hit it in 13 of his 16 professional fights. That is good enough for 88% combined. I'm cool with that. I like that parlay a lot. Looking for anything else to take, though? I'm surprised this is minus money, but Saint Denis by finish, minus 160. You got to throw it in a parlay. All 13 of his wins have come by finish. I guess that's why it's minus money. And Moicano's been finished 4 times before. I honestly think this is the most likely outcome for this fight. But if you want to take the dog, Moicano plus 220. He's only lost to top 10 opponents. Saint Denis sitting at number 12 right now. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and BSD is just coming off his first career KO loss. He could lose again. The over 1.5 as well, minus 125. Throw it in a parlay. Moicano's hit it in 2 straight.
Worth 100,000 like Woodrow. When a ball call me Wilson, going overboard at the Hilton.